In 2012, the world was introduced to the Amazing Spider-Man film, and at the time, critics and fans alike really disliked the film for it trying to be way too edgy and dark. One of the biggest complaints fans had about the film was the TASM1 suit, which was way different from the typical Raimi suit or like a comic book suit. This suit had many complex seams, very detailed and textured fabric, and weirdest of all, yellow lenses, which fans didn't really like, but me personally, they look fine. One reason people didn't like the TASM1 suit is because Peter Parker in the comics made his Spider-Man suit, and this TASM1 suit was way too complicated for a broke boy like Peter Parker to make by himself. But I thought to myself, this complaint might be invalid. So to test this theory, I decided, hey, I'm gonna make the TASM1 suit by myself. So for materials, I'm gonna be using this red stretchy stuff that I forgot the name of. For the blue segments, I'm going to be using blue jersey spandex. It's not the most accurate color, but it's fine. For the texture on the red parts of the TASM1 suit, I'm going to be using puff paint. You're probably asking yourself, why didn't you just get fabric with a texture on it? Well, first of all, I couldn't find anything that actually looked like the TASM1 suit. And two, I just needed more content, alright? I need to spend more time on this. I need to get the Anyways, enough of this intro bullshit. Let's get into like making the actual suit. Now, whenever I make masks, I usually like to start with the lenses. Here's the template I used in case you want to do this for yourself. I cut the lenses out of craft foam and spray them with a nice coat of Plasti Dip, which is basically like spray paint, but like it sprays a layer of rubber. Anyways, when they were dry, I painted them with navy blue acrylic paint. Here's what one of the lenses looked like after I painted it. Now in the movie, Peter made his lenses out of sunglasses. But I don't think they make sunglasses big enough for me to glue onto the borders of the lenses. Plus, I have no idea how to make something that actually looks remotely similar to sunglasses.
I don't know how to make sunglasses.
So instead, I glued in some mesh that I colored with a yellow Sharpie. And with that, the lenses were done, and now it's time to move on to the actual mask. So you're going to want to get your pattern and pin it onto some red stretchy fabric. This pattern is inspired by PSM's pattern. Go check out his tutorial on how to make a Spider-Man mask. It's way better than this tutorial. But yeah, by the way, fold the fabric over so you can save a crap ton of sewing. Now that you're finished sewing the mask, don't grab your lenses yet, because we got to do the web pattern. Yeah! You're also going to want to get yourself a foam mannequin head and wrap a plastic grocery bag around said foam head. Yeah. It's kind of hard to see because I used a red Sharpie, but you need many reference photos because the TASM1 web pattern is kind of complicated. Now you're going to want to get your black puff paint and carefully trace over the webs. Once you finish tracing the webs, you gotta wait about like 6 or 7 hours to wait for the paint to dry. Yeah. If your hands are kind of shaky like mine, the webs might come out a little bit like squiggly, but it's not that big of a deal, and I feel like it kind of adds to like the homemade vibe from the movie. Alright, now it's time for the moment you've been waiting for. We're gonna put on the lens. Psych! We're gonna do even more work! Yay! You know what, I'm changing this to Spider-Man gameplay. I feel like the meme backgrounds are getting kind of overused, yeah. So anyways, what I'm gonna do now is, since the TASM1, like the red segments kind of look like they have like a layer of like a maroon, like under like the little red circle things, I'm gonna be covering every little like web square part with red Sharpie, so it'll kind of give like a darker red layer, and I'm gonna put red puff paint above that to give it kind of like that detailed look. So yeah. But before I get into that, the blue spandex came in, so let's just like get it open. That's the spandex, yeah. Now into the pattern making. So instead of red, I went with a very light purple because the red was way too bright. You could barely see it. Like, you could barely see it here, but there's color there. I just used a very light color. Now it's time for me to do the red texturing, and I cannot stress enough how long this took. You know what? No, hold on. I'm going on a side tangent. Cut the music. Cut the music. I have spent 3 weeks doing this texture, alright? And I don't even think it turned out that good. Ah! But anyways, the texture, yeah, it's a real pain in the ass. And like, knowing that you're gonna have to do it for the full suit, it's like, ugh. But anyways, instead of like doing like circles, I did like a grid pattern instead of circles. So it's kind of like doing a web pattern inside of the web pattern, if that makes sense. Does it? I was too lazy to record, but I finished the texture, and with that, the TASM mask was done. And I'm gonna end the video here. I just don't really want to do it, like, honestly.
Oh. Make a costume, shithead!
Alright, fine. I'll do the suit in this video as well. Jeez. So instead of starting off with the shirt, I started off with something that I thought was gonna be very easy, which was the gloves. So basically, I started off with my blue spandex and basically made like a base for the glove, and I added red fabric onto that and added some like EVA foam for like the pad things, and I puff painted the texture. Now you're probably asking yourself, why doesn't he have pictures of the rest of the steps and not just the blue base? Well, do I got a story. So I put the glove on my desk to dry, and I put a heavy-duty fan in front of it. The fan blew the glove, and puff paint got everywhere. And then I had to restart the entire glove. Yes. So after that disaster, I just decided to start off with the shirt instead, so yeah. For the shirt piece, I kind of just traced out my long sleeve shirt that I had to make my pattern, and then I divided that pattern into the layout of the suit. And then I cut the pieces out of fabric, sewed them together. That's about it. And then I did the puff paint texture. I'm not gonna get into that. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, but I also did the back spider. It's a little inaccurate, it's a little too big, but like, it's fine. I think it looks alright. Well, luckily, I just so happened to conveniently run out of puff paint when I finished the shirt. So, because I wanted to get this done as soon as possible, red Liverpool, I guess. So anyway, I decided to redo the gloves, and basically what I did is I did the same technique, but instead of doing puff paint, I just used the red Liverpool. So that way I wouldn't have to do like the puff paint texture. And instead of like using craft foam for like every single little like pad thing, I only used foam for like the fingertip things, and I used fake leather for like the palm pad thingy. And also I used foam for the red part. For the boots, I basically just got some rip-off Crocs from Hobby Lobby for like $8, and I traced out my boot pattern on red Liverpool, and I super glued that to the soles of the shoes. I was gonna use contact cement, but I don't really have like the best environment for that. Like, I don't have like a good ventilated area. And also, like my 6th grade math teacher, this stuff is toxic. So yeah. Oh yeah, I also puff painted the complicated web pattern on the boots. Yeah. Alright, y'all, brace yourselves. We're in the final stretch of making the suit.
We're in the end game now.
For the pants, I basically just traced out some sweatpants that I had, like, to make my pattern. And I traced it out of blue fabric. And they were too short, so I added some scrap fabric from a Scarlet Spider hoodie that I made onto the waist. So now, like, the pants have pockets. Yeah. Also puff painted, like, the seam lines, because, like, I didn't have the balls to actually sew in the seams. And also, like, the seams on the suit are, like, very noticeable, like, black lines. So, yeah. Oh, yeah, I also used red Liverpool for the like, lines that go down the legs. I added some Velcro on the top of the pants and at the bottom of the shirt. And with that, my friends, the suit is complete. Hold up, I forgot something! I forgot to mention how I made the web shooters. Alright, so basically, I won't go into like too much detail about this. I basically took some like soda bottle lids, and I super glued some foam onto it, and I plasti dipped it, painted it. Pretty self-explanatory. Also added Velcro on the bottom of the web shooter so they could like detach to the sleeves. Yeah, and with that, the suit's done. Alright. Alright. It's July now. I finished the suit in March. Yeah. Alright, so anyway. Without a further to-do, or however the saying goes, let me just like show off the suit. Alright, so first of all, hold up. We got the shirt. That's the back of it. This Loki, this gets like crusty, alright? This gets like really crusty because of like all the puff paint and like sticks together like, yeah. Alright, anyway, I think it looks alright. I think I made the spider too big. It kind of gives off Sensational Spider-Man, if that makes sense. But I think I sized the back logo appropriately. I think I made the neck too short. Like, it's like almost a t-shirt, like, in terms of length. So, yeah. Or anyway, we have the mask. This shit does not fit me anymore, alright? Like, it used to. Like, hold up. I can put it on right now. Hold up. Oh my god, this is so uncomfortable. Like the lenses are breaking. They're literally breaking, and it's like so hard to breathe in this. It's like really hard, and it's also like rock solid from all the puff paint. The normal Spider-Man. All right, finally back to where I could breathe. Alright, anyway, let's get to the pants, alright? Pants, low-key. Low-key my favorite part of the suit, because like it was the easiest to make, aside from the boots. Like, got the Liverpool stripe going down the pants. I always liked like the idea of like stripes going down the Spider-Man like leg of the suit. Alright, hold up. Speaking of like leg related clothing, you got the boots. They're just Crocs. I think it really captures like the homemade feel of the TASM1 suit. Yeah. Alright, hold up. Oh wait, I forgot to show you the web shooters. This suit is like decrepit, by the way. Like the belt is literally falling off. Like I'm thinking about making a better one, like low-key. Alright, hold up, wait. I don't know if you can see that. But, like, it's a little web shooter. Like, it's Velcroed on. Like, that's, like, the coolest thing ever. Alright. But, yeah, I'm thinking about making a better one. Despite how complicated this is. Why? Because I'm clinically insane. Alright? And also, since I've been gone for, like, a while, I think I owe you guys a sneak peek at what I'm working on next. Hold on, let me get it. Since July is here, that means Brand New Day is coming. Speaking of Brand New Day, final swingsuit. Alright? Trust. I'm not gonna be making a video on this. This is just the thing I'm working on. We got epic puff paint and back logo. I think that's pretty cool. Alright, but yeah, anyways, that's what I'm working on. And that's the TASM suit. See ya.
Holy crap, what a journey that was. Anyways, I just want to end this video giving a shout out to PSM for like being a better Spider-Man cosplayer than me. Anyway, yeah, that's about it. This is Violent Animations signing out, chat.